Welcome back to Comic Book Mania. Who edited it, bitch?
Listen, if you're watching, I started this, and he edited me out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because he's the editor.
We just started. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Or
I am
Did
Dante.
you just start again? I'm Zach, and this is Comic Book Mania. This is episode, what, 10, 11? Done this for... There's only 4. We've done a lot more than 4. I got really disappointed. Throw things. Thank God this is your house.
Thank God it's your mom's house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she lives here now?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's get on to... We didn't have this last week. We should have.
News! I'll try to throw something in there for that.
Wait, for you do it. But for me, no.
When you edit the videos, you can do whatever you want.
Do something then. Okay, so we have a lot of news. We should have more, but we skipped a lot.
News!
Make a song. Make a song. Go for it.
It's the Mortal Kombat theme. Just put the news.
Do it. Just don't do the whole thing. Just do it. Okay. So Doom has central role in Fantastic Four crossover. Oh wait, I read that wrong. Doom has central role in Fantastic Four crossover with X-Men. Big possibility. Also, we'll leave a link down below for the new Fantastic Four trailer.
That's part of the news, but yes, the Fantastic Four did come out with a trailer.
What did you think of it?
I don't want to talk about it.
No, let's talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I don't want to talk
about it.
I hated it.
He hated it. Like, yep.
I absolutely hated it.
I didn't want to see the movie. I'm probably still going to see it, though.
Oh, no, I was going to see the movie regardless.
I'm going to see it. I mean, yeah.
But the trailer, I hated.
It kind of reminded me of the Ant-Man trailer. It wasn't that eventful. I wanted more from the Ant-Man trailer.
They showed you what all 3 look like. And don't get me wrong.
4.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Human Torch looks good, though.
Human Torch looks awesome.
He looks great.
The Thing looks like a machoke.
The Thing from the 2 other Fantastic Four movies looked terrible, too.
He looked like the comic book character.
He looked like Hulk went on a crack binge and then turned off.
Literally. Get it because he's got cracks in him.
That's why I have
That's
you.
it. It's alright. We joke here.
That's why I have you in comedic relief. J.K. Simmons might play Jonah Jameson again.
Jonah Jameson.
I just have Jonah Jameson.
Well, maybe you should learn his goddamn name.
He was perfect.
J cubed.
He was...
we have fun here.
Get me out of here.
You can't. You are tied down, remember?
I signed a contract. I'm in for 4 years.
Contract.
You don't have one. I have one.
We should start making contracts. Yeah. Sign it with your blood.
Or water.
Or
you
blood.
Can't do that.
Or
can't
blood.
Do that. Yeah, so I really loved him as Jake.
In the original trilogy, yes. He was awesome.
He wasn't in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2. So it'd be good to see him back. Rose Byrne to return as her CIA character in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes.
She was good in those 2 movies. Was she in Days of Futures Past?
I do not think
She was in the beginning, in a flashback. That was about it. Oh, sure. But yeah. In Supergirl news, which we haven't had much of,
Speaking of which, Supergirl's getting a TV show.
We announced last week that she was the actress. She should
oh, yeah.
But her first villain is going to be Lumberjack, and apparently Superman has already fought him in the show, so we could get a Superman kind of appearance on the show.
What's the line from Step Brothers?
Which one?
I'm gonna plant my seed in you. When he kicks down the door.
Great movie.
Let me plant my seed in you.
In amazing, awesome, perfect news, Terry Crews wants to play Silver Surfer. I love Terry Crews. He's one of the best actors.
They could do that perfectly as long as all they have to do is just make it like an Old Spice commercial. I'm down for it.
Have him. Here's my money. Take it already.
Just have him shirtless and dancing the whole time.
The Red Hood to appear in Gotham in an episode this month.
And for those of you that don't know who the Red Hood is, he is a Batman friend who is also an enemy who helps him at times. Also, I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. No, you're not wrong.
But the one they're referencing is the Joker.
The Joker.
Before he's the Joker.
The Killing Joke is a great story. Read it.
Go out, read it. Kids, remember to read. The more
you know, we should have like a comic book recommendation. One comic book recommendation every week. Killing Joke will be our first one.
Did I ask for your fucking opinion?
It's gonna happen. Killing Joke is your comic book recommendation. My contract says I can do one thing per show.
And that is not spit.
Sorry. So yeah, comic book recommendation for this week, Killing Joke. It's his Joker's origin story. He becomes the Red Hood, and stuff happens.
And then he becomes the Joker.
Read it. It's one of the best comic books I've ever read.
Yes.
Rachel Taylor to play Hellcat in AKA Jessica Jones.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Okay, good. I'm gonna leave that one for me. I'm gonna leave that one for me.
That's what I told you to do,
so that's Makad Brooks from Vampire Diaries and other CW shows to
know
play
actors.
Jimmy Olsen in Supergirl.
And there was a huge thing about this. No, not rumor. There was a huge ordeal about this because he is black and Jimmy Olsen is white. But since Jimmy Olsen isn't a huge character, I'm sure they can get away with it.
Do you really care?
I don't care personally. But I'm saying this for the people that do care.
The outrage of Human Torch being black, I didn't care. Michael B. Jordan's amazing, so I think he's going to do great but I don't care. Just really? David Tennant cast as Purple Man on AKA Jessica Jones. This outrages me.
Isn't that the Doctor?
Yeah, Doctor Who.
The Doctor.
The Doctor. Doctor Who.
It's called The Doctor when you're talking.
Have you been watching Doctor Who?
No.
I watched a couple episodes.
I've never seen it.
I don't want to say anything because I'll probably get attacked on the internet, but...
Are you a Whovian?
I am not a Whovian.
Oh, okay.
Chadwick Boseman says he'd rather have an action figure than a Golden Globe.
And I do not blame him.
I don't either.
We could have made one last year at Comic-Con.
It was like $300.
Worth it.
Maybe this year we'll do it.
We're not going.
Maybe. Margot Robbie hints at Brooklyn accent for Harley Quinn.
In the Suicide Squad movie.
Yes.
Speaking of Suicide Squad movie, one important news that...
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about last week.
Tom Hardy was in it as...
And Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, it was just Tom Hardy.
No,
Tom Hardy was supposed to...
Play Rick Flag.
Rick Flag. I couldn't think of his name.
He dropped out.
And then they were like, let's get Jake Gyllenhaal. And Jake Gyllenhaal
was like,
nope.
No. So they don't know who's going to be playing Rick
Flag.
Flag.
So as of right now, there is no Rick Flag.
There's been talks about Sean Bean playing.
He's gonna die.
Well, maybe he should.
Whoa!
Jason Momoa says his version of Aquaman will not have blonde hair.
And this has outraged many fans.
I haven't actually heard the outrage.
Really? There's a few people that are like, what the fuck? He's supposed to have blonde hair!
I'm just like, I don't care about Aquaman.
I just want to have a hook hand.
Yeah. Okay, I'll watch it for that. And if he talks to a dolphin, that's all I care about this movie. That's it.
Like the old TV,
I just want that. As soon as I see this dolphin, my movie is made.
Or
I'm
like
good.
a sharktopus.
We have two pieces of news, the most important news of the day. Tyrese Gibson really wants to play Green Lantern.
Really? We cannot reiterate how much he really...
There's a lot of emphasis on really, because he really wants to play Green Lantern. He went to the Warner Brothers studio and is trying to get to
apparently a meeting.
And the best piece of news
this
of the
is
day,
by far the biggest
the most
piece
important.
Of news.
Come closer. Come closer. Come closer.
Am I going to have to zoom it in?
No, you're good.
I'm going to zoom it in anyway.
Brandon Ruth,
who plays Ray Palmer,
says the Atom suit is awesome.
Oh my god. I'll throw a little explosion.
Oh, but when I say to do it, you use it.
Can I, what's that? What's it called? What's the horn called?
I don't know the name of it.
Do you know what it's called?
No.
Alright, I'll text our buddy. He knows what it's called.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
So, yes, that is...
Rick Flag. Six Flags.
That is a list of songs I need to download. That is comic book news for the week.
And we are professionals.
We will be back. So at this point in the video, this is when we talk about TV spoilers and reviews. So if you don't want to know, it's funny. We call ourselves Comic Book Mania, but we should be calling ourselves DC Comic Book Mania because all we talk about is DC comic book shows.
Marvel's just like, I don't know.
Well, when Daredevil, aka Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage get their shows, we will be talking about them. So it'll evolve into more. I mean, we should be talking about Agent Carter. I haven't watched it.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like Agent's shows. I watched a couple episodes. I don't really like it. But we might talk about, I don't know.
Marvel, stick to movies.
Stick to movies, Marvel's. DC, stick to TV shows.
But, if you don't want to stick around for spoilers...
Like this video.
I'm sorry.
I
ruined it.
Like this video.
I ruined it.
Go.
You should comment also.
And subscribe.
And as always...
Dante loves you.
Yes, I do.
Alright, we'll see you guys next week.
But right now, we're going to have our little new friend, Seggy.
Seggy
the Segway.
He's going to segue across the screen into
so that we can take a Segway.
Wee! Here I go! Wee!
Thank you, Seggy.
Oh, he's adorable, isn't he?
He's got googly eyes. So let's talk about Gotham first off.
Got him?
Got him?
I do.
You make that joke every goddamn time, and it never gets old. You didn't make it last week.
I don't ever remember making that joke.
You black out every time you make the joke. So this episode was about Gordon, again, trying to convince the police officers to join his side and go against one of the bigger police officers. But I do like the overarching story.
He was a narcotics detective.
Where they're going with that the commissioner was all a part of it, and he supports the guy that killed the janitor, which was a big plot. Detective Douchebag. I'm going to call him that.
All right.
Penguin and Fish had a big scene this week. Penguin had I think a lot of good Penguin scenes this week were in this episode.
Yeah.
Harvey and Fish had a really good moment at the end of this episode.
Well, all right, we'll go over what happened with the
There's no Barbara in this episode, which I loved.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, Barbara's not in this show anymore.
So basically, there was this huge drug ring, and Gordon's got to get to the bottom of it. He knows who's basically the number one guy. And it's another detective, but the detective knows some higher ups.
Yeah.
By higher ups, we mean like Lovegood. No, Lovegood's dead.
No, the assassins killed him.
But like
the
people like that.
the commissioner,
the
basically
mayor,
all the big people in
all the
Gotham
big
right
wigs.
now. Mm-hmm.
So there's that. So he can't touch him basically. And
he touches him.
Ooh. And then there was all that stuff. It's just a bunch of back and forth with them.
I will explain this better than you can because you forgot about the episode.
I did.
No. Okay, so Gordon is trying to get to this untouchable police officer. Well, more of a detective. And he can't do it. His captain's going against him. Harvey's going against him. Everybody's basically just saying, leave him alone. If you go against the cops, they're going to go against you. So he goes to Penguin. And he makes a deal with Penguin. He's like, listen, I can't touch this guy. Can you help me? And one of the detective's underlings, Detective Delaware, I remember that name. Because it's a state. He goes to Penguin's one of Penguin's right-hand man goes to his house.
It's his main right-hand man, the Indian chief-looking guy.
Yeah, and he basically tortures he basically drowns his wife, and he's like, tell everybody what happened. And then they get the evidence. They put away Detective.
Well, he's got to rally all the.
He gives that big speech. He's like, "You're with me. This guy's a murderer. He's basically freedom, everybody." And Captain comes up and was like, "You're arrested and you're done." And then we get the scene at the end when Delaware goes up to Gordon at the end. He's like, "Don't hurt my family.
Cool now, we're good."
Yeah, he's freaking out, and you're like, "Oh shit!" They think of him as like the crime boss of the police now.
But there was two things that you left out that I.
Well, that's the whole Gordon storyline.
But going back to the Penguin thing.
Penguin's great this week. Oh my god.
The Penguin, when Gordon comes in and he's like, he asks him, he's like, "I need this favor," and then he goes, "What do I owe you?" And the Penguin smiles and says, "You don't owe me anything. Friends don't owe friends." And then he smiles and he goes, "Champagne. We have to have champagne." And his mom's drunk and she's like,
Carol Kane, who plays his mother, is fucking fantastic in the show too.
But then
I love her.
There was a part with the Riddler again, and I'm starting to love the Riddler.
Oh, Riddler's awesome. I'm
starting to love him more than I already have.
He gives Kringle a note,
a letter, and it's a poem. And so then this Detective Flass,
the Detective Douchebag, he's got a big part of this episode.
He is reading this letter, making fun of it, and then the Riddler walks in and hears it, and Miss Kringle's like, "All right, stop, knock it off, it's enough." And he goes, "Nah, I'm just going to read a little bit more." And he reads and he goes, "Oh, the Riddler! Oh, you piece of shit!"
I think my favorite part of this episode...
And then the Riddler murdered him.
Oh, Riddler murdered a lot of people in this episode.
They were dead.
He's inside his little lab, and he's surgically removing onions.
I didn't know what he was doing.
Pasta. I saw that, and I'm like, I do that too, just on a smaller scale.
All right.
No, because I hate onions in my freaking takeout. And you spoke to me in this episode.
But he was doing that, and Kringle came in, and she apologized. And it was a nice little sweet moment.
And Nick was about to ask her on a date.
Yeah, and
she's like, "Don't say anything.
Don't get up. Bye."
I think she might be
his first
the
victim?
Harley to Joker. I think she might be...
You mean the Harley to his Riddler?
No, that would be the Harley to his Joker. Well, whatever. Yes, the Harley to his Joker, Riddler, whatever.
His sidekick.
Because she's not a character in the comic books.
She isn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
Matt Mooney isn't a character in the comic books either.
Oh, she was.
No, Fish Mooney isn't a comic book character. Which is... Mooney escapes. Butch gets her out. And they go after Penguin.
Zaz killed
in his nightclub.
Zaz has killed Butch.
Zaz did kill... No, we don't know. He talked to the chicks. He's like... Should we kill him, or should we have him go home and play? And then Fish goes to the nightclub before all this happens, and I thought she was going to beat the shit out of Penguin. All she did was, like, smack him on the arm with it and everything. I thought she was going to, like, break his kneecaps, so, like, it would lead to him becoming,
he's already peg-legged,
but more so, like hospitalized, so he gets, like, fatter, which...
From eating
and everything, so it leads up to... but there's one funny scene where he's in the nightclub, he's getting very drunk, and he's leaning on where the fish head is, and then he smiles at it and he spits at it, and I'm like, there you go. So at the end of the episode, we get Penguin, no, not Penguin.
No, we have Harvey and Fish, and he drops her off at the docks, and he's like, Fish, leave, just don't come back. And she goes, nah, you'll see me again. And they kiss. They kiss.
It was a really good moment.
I don't know why they kissed.
Harvey really loves her. You can tell, it's crazy. Harvey is seriously, I think, the best character on the show, excluding Penguin.
Yeah.
Penguin is number one, but if you're the second character, best character, Harvey is. He's got the most emotion.
Just because he's funny, too.
I love that when the episode they came back on, when he was, like, joking around with Jim. He's like, hey, buddy, how you doing?
Well, the episode after that had one of my favorite lines when he goes, no, Ma, I don't want to wear my rubbers to work.
That was great. So that was Gotham. Really good.
Wasn't a bad episode.
No,
I'm more excited for this week because we get the Scarecrow's Papa.
Papa. So that should be interesting.
And then we get Maroni and Penguin go on a camping trip, and Maroni tests his loyalty.
And in the trailer, they show Penguin hold a gun to his head.
And he cocks it.
And I'm like, oh, he might kill Maroni. It might be actually interesting.
So I'm looking so forward to this episode.
Let's talk about Flash.
Well, first, Seggy has to come back.
Whee! Here I go.
I'm a fish.
Alright, I'm bringing it back on that. You gotta learn to not say things on camera.
I enjoy it.
Seggy's sweet.
He's adorable.
He's a fedorable.
No, fedoras are terrible.
Okay, but, so now on to Le Flash.
Le Flash.
Yes, that's
we got
French for
Le
the Flash.
Piper this episode.
The Pied Piper, the
was
guy
gay.
I don't know why
Is gay? I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't care. I don't care.
You're a piece of shit.
We get a lot more. Harrison Wells was great in this episode.
We saw him use his powers.
Oh, it was great. When he's in the house and he's running, and I'm like, oh, and then towards the end of the episode, he starts losing it. So I don't think he has the powers. It's just a temporary thing.
There's a thing called the Flash Force.
The Speed Force.
Speed Force. That was close.
Ooh, I schooled you on something.
I knew.
I'm proud of myself that I knew that. I had it written on my hand. That's it.
But, so he's basically just getting disconnected from it. That's what.
So he's getting disconnected from the Speed Force. Okay.
Yes.
Pied Piper was a great villain this week.
Yes. He basically wanted to get caught so he could get to Harrison Wells. He did get caught.
And he steals the files of the night of the events of the time of the place.
Yeah. The events.
The particle accelerator going off. Harley basically told Harley's the Pied Piper. He basically was Harrison Wells' best student up until
genius.
Cisco and Caitlin came in.
Well, no, he was still the best at the time. And I like the little drama they had between them
him and
three.
Cisco? Cisco and Caitlin. That was great.
Because Cisco was just, he comes in wearing a Keep Calm Han Shot first shirt.
It's a flashback episode. It was great.
But, so...
Cisco had a lot of good material this week, too, which I liked.
Yeah.
He was very emotional this episode.
Yeah.
When he goes up to, at the end of the episode, he goes up to Harley, Harley's like, you're going to let me out. He's like, why the hell would I ever let you out? And he's like, because, I know what happened to Ronnie.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help you, I can help you find him. And I'm like, okay, they're bringing in, they're bringing in Firestorm next week.
Oh my god. Wait, was this the episode they brought in Jason? Or was that last episode?
To Jason.
Jason Rush?
Last episode.
Oh, okay.
No, Jason Rush. Who was Jason Rush?
The other half of Firestorm.
You mean Stein?
Jason Rush.
Who's Jason Rush?
The other... Oh my god.
Is he the other half of
Yes,
Firestorm?
Firestorm was developed by Dr. Stein.
I thought Dr. Stein was the other half of Firestorm.
No, it's Rush.
I thought Dr. Stein was the brains and Ronnie was the body.
No, it's Dr. Rush. Now you got me...
It's Dr.
Jason.
Rush.
Jason Rush. Jason.
That was last week.
Jason. But, okay, so I got lost. Then the end.
You're just forgetting everything.
Shut up, I'm tired.
I'm just letting you go on. And
I know.
You're like the steps right now. You're falling down some steps right now.
But at the end, he basically lures Barry into a trap, the Pied Piper, might I add.
Yes.
Lures Barry into a trap, and
Takes
he
up
basically
words.
starts killing him. And so Harrison Wells hacks into some car's Bluetooth and sends a signal.
Satellite radio, not Bluetooth.
What's the difference?
There's a complete 100% difference right there.
They both use satellites.
Bluetooth doesn't use satellite.
Yes, it does.
What does it?
What does it use?
It's a frequency. Come on.
Your mom's
They both
a
use
frequency.
frequencies. That's right.
That's what I said.
No, you use satellite.
Huh, you're wrong, like always. But so he starts killing Barry, and Barry is sad.
No, they have a theme of playing chess this entire episode, and Harrison Wells
always wins,
In
and
chess.
he thought that this was his final checkmate, and then Harrison Wells was just like,
and he checkmates him.
checkmate!
They also had the Royal Flush Gang in this episode too.
Oh, they did at the beginning, and that was great, like, teamwork with all of them.
I didn't really like the beginning of the episode. I was like, whatever.
Alright, Debbie.
No, I'm not downing the episode. I'm just saying I didn't like. It was just like, oh, here's some fan service with Arrow, and that's it. Yeah, I didn't need to see that. I'm waiting for the annual crossover to happen, which is going to happen after the summer.
Did anyone fucking ask for your opinion? I don't think so.
That's not an opinion. That's a fact. That the Flash and Arrow crossover is going to happen after this.
I don't think so.
It was kind of an uneventful episode.
It was a sweet episode, though.
Except that we found out that Harley told Harrison that the particle accelerator would have exploded, and Harrison just let it happen.
Yeah, and then he did a
And we're going to go to break. Segway's going to get in here, because we're done the
Seg.
episode anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Come
you,
on,
Segway. Bye-bye. Alright, let's go on to Arrow. None of that. Stop that. None of that.
Oh, we were dancing.
No, we weren't dancing.
Oh, well,
That wasn't dancing. That was just you moving your hands around. So yes, on Arrow, we found out that Oliver is alive. Well, it happened last week, but
Yeah, that was last week.
there's more alive.
He's more
stuff
alive.
happening. Maseo and Katana. I don't know. What is Katana's name? I can't think of anything to call her.
Tatsu.
Is it Tatsu?
Tatsu.
I'm going to call her Katana, which she will become. And Maseo basically sets up to where Oliver escapes, and it makes it look like he escapes because he killed him or something like that, or he cuts his neck.
Yeah, he cuts his own neck, and he was like, "What'd you do that for?" And he goes, "It's when you struggled, and you got away."
And Maseo lets him go, and he's going back to Starling City, Starling City, whatever that fucking place is called now.
Central
And then we got Laurel getting her ass kicked, which I was looking forward to.
Finally.
But it's leading up to her becoming Black Canary. Well, she's already Black Canary, but
But we had Brick is taking over the
Glades. Why does he want the Glades? I don't understand
It's
it.
the fancy part.
That's not the fancy part.
I thought the Glades was
The
fancy
Glades
part.
is the part that Slade blew up at the end of
Yeah,
season
that was the
4.
fancy part.
That wasn't the fancy part.
That's where Oliver and his family lived.
No,
That's the fancy
that's where the
part.
nightclub is. That's not the fancy part.
That was the fancy
The
part.
Glades is the ghettos, basically.
Well,
in this
now it's the
universe.
ghetto because
No, it's always been the ghetto.
we're gonna Google this,
good.
and I'll put the answer at the bottom.
Okay.
I might not Google it just
You're
because I was
not
right. No, I'm gonna Google it. But so
Brick wants the Glades. He gets hostages.
gets some
He comes up
he
to the.
kills one.
He goes up into the police station like it's nothing and just starts killing people.
He's just like, "Give me
Laurel
what I
and
want."
Roy start fighting back, and Roy gets his ass kicked too
by Brick.
by Brick.
And then he was like, "Fine, you want to put up a fight?" Shoots the guy, and he's like, "Bye." They drove off.
And then
in the van.
Felicity is coming around finally in this episode.
Yeah, she.
They have her and Laurel have a heart to heart, and Laurel's like, "You're gonna tell me to stop?" She's like, "No, I think you should continue."
Well,
what you're
because
doing."
Ray told her that he doesn't just fight for the people of the past; he fights for the people for the future. And it was very sweet, and because
I'm really looking forward to him becoming Adam.
I know.
I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be great.
I know.
Enough.
But then, so Felicity basically says the same thing about Sarah.
To Laurel, yeah.
Oh, but what she was doing to her dad?
Yeah, at one
Oh, that
point,
was so sad.
because he sees Canary.
Well, no. Before that, when she calls him.
No,
she
he
goes-
sees Canary first on
No.
TV. He sees Canary
Oh,
on TV,
yeah.
and then he's like, "Have your
Oh, your sister's in town.
Yeah, so
have you talked to her?
Laurel's in the Arrow Cave, and she basically uses Felicity's voice modifier,
Yeah, it was a
and she
vo-
starts talking like Sarah.
And it sounds like Sarah, so that the dad doesn't think of it.
I thought they were gonna actually have a flashback because they had in the episode Katie Lotz is gonna be on the episode, and I'm like, they just had her voice. That's really
Still
sad.
counts. Still counts.
So she does that a lot in this episode. She talks to her dad with the Katie Lotz voice.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It made me sad. But then we have the huge plot twist ending that I didn't see coming.
I didn't think it was a big, huge.
Um,
Everybody's like game changer. I'm like, no.
But then the
The
DJ,
DJ.
Cade.
Cade douchebag Wilson
All right, we'll call him that. He gets the same last name as
as
Slade.
Slade and Deadpool.
Well, that's not what I was. Because this is. DC.
Well,
but...
Slade will be coming back in a couple episodes, by the way, and the Suicide Squad.
But so what happens is he just tells her. He comes to the club and he's like, Thea, I left some shit here.
I left a hard drive here.
Yeah, and
my hard drive in your
she
software.
was just like, okay, have fun, go get it. And then she goes upstairs and he picks up the phone and calls someone and he starts speaking a foreign language, and it sounds a lot like League of Assassins-y.
Is that the language?
Yeah.
It's League of Assassins language.
And then he's talking to some hooded guy, and then the hooded guy comes out of the shadows, and it's Maceo. So Maceo is working
with Ra's al Ghul to find Merlin. To find Merlin. And Merlin and Thea have decided to not leave Starling.
So my guess is that...
Your guess is what? Your guess is what?
You were going to say something rude.
No, I wasn't. I'm saying your guess is stupid.
So my guess is that Ra's missed vital organs on purpose.
Okay.
Because Maceo told him that this is a lie.
Okay.
That this isn't true.
Thea is the one. Okay.
Well,
and it'll link to Merlin. Okay.
Exactly.
The previews for next week's episode, when Arrow comes back, I'm like... Yeah, you just see the preview?
I saw the preview.
There's a big giant fight happening.
I saw
the
that.
assassins. And all you see is Oliver zipline into it. And I'm like, this episode's going to be great. I can't wait for next week.
Oh my god, could you imagine if Katana comes in next week?
Oh, I would love it. It's gonna be
Maceo
versus Katana?
Ooh! Husband versus what? Oh my god, it was really awkward when he kissed her, or she kissed him, and he just sat there and he was like...
Are they married? Are they not?
Yeah, they're still married.
I don't see the kid around. Something happened to the kid.
I think the dad killed him.
No, I think just the kid died.
No, I think the dad killed him.
You think Maceo killed him?
Because she goes, it wasn't your fault.
Alright,
and he goes,
Comic Mania universe. What do you think happened to the kid?
I think the dad killed him.
Tony thinks the dad killed him. I don't know what happened. I think Maceo...
The producer's gonna comment on this video and just be like, you're all wrong, stupid.
And then next week it's gonna be revealed he did kill him.
I was like, ah!
Dante knew it all along.
I'm a producer.
So that was Gotham.
I enjoyed it very much.
That wasn't Gotham, that was Arrow.
Professional.
I'm mixing up my shows.
You're putting poop shows with good shows.
Gotham isn't that bad anymore.
It's still bad.
It's not too bad.
Segue, take it away.
We don't gotta keep saying that. It just happens.
It's nice, though.
I'm done with you. My contract says I'm not, but I am done with you mentally.
Whee! Here I go. Whee!
So that was Arrow. Now we're on
Constantine!
to Constantine.
I better turn the TV on.
Constantine?
Constantine.
So this week,
Clementine.
nothing happened. There was no show.
There was nope. Constantine did not. No. Constantine was by himself because
plot convenience.
No, because Zed had to go to bed.
Plot convenience.
And Chaz was playing father.
Plot convenience.
And it started. The beginning of the episode was sad.
Basically, Constantine is dealing with Gary's death still.
He's dealing with depression.
He is. He's drinking.
He's drinking and smoking at the same time. I'm like, whoa, calm down, Batman.
And he's like, have you checked the chart? He's like, I'll check it on my own damn time, man. And I'm like, oh.
You notice he's just sitting in his boxers?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, what are you, me?
So basically, an old friend is in trouble because of students he has.
Because they're stupid and they decided to do
his name is Richie,
Egyptian.
I think. The guy's name.
Richie.
His friend, Richie.
Bloody hell, Richie.
Are you trying to do Matt Ryan?
Yeah.
Matt Ryan impression? Yeah. Good job. Not really. Not at all.
But Richie is dealing with...
Rich!
Richie's not a very good teacher at first.
No, he's a shitty teacher.
He just sits there...
He's a teacher you're like, oh, he's not gonna do anything in this class.
Yeah, free A. But, so basically, these four students...
You say so basically a lot. I'm gonna make you feel self-conscious.
Speaking of conscious...
This episode was all about consciousness.
It was.
Segues are good.
Yeah. I'm gonna put them through it that for you. But... So, basically... I did that one on purpose.
Did you?
Are you just not gonna include it anymore?
You're talking. I'm not gonna interrupt you like a dick.
Didn't stop you before.
I've changed.
But Constantine was all about consciousness.
Constantine was all the man or the show?
The show.
Okay. This is badass dude in another consciousness called Jacob Shaw that kills people and then plays with them in his house.
Well, he kills them and then brings them back to life so that he may kill them again.
Yes, in his house.
And he makes it a sport.
And then Richie and Constantine have to travel into Jacob Shaw's consciousness to fight Jacob Shaw. And then Richie gets the power of God.
He gets the power of consciousness.
No God.
That was funny as hell, though, at the end when he goes, wow, you're a pretty shitty god. You didn't even make the sun! He, like, makes the sun, he's like, no!
And then God said, let there be light, and kill Jacob Shaw!
And then did you know that as soon as the sun came, like, flowers and shit started coming on the hills, and I was like,
and then,
what?
a really sad moment, Richie actually wants to stay in the parallel universe to consciousness, but Constantine's like, I'm not losing another friend.
Yeah.
And then,
But
bada bing, bada boom, they get out of the body, the consciousness.
Yeah, but to go back into the consciousness, they had to look at something reflective. And this made me, I almost punched this girl in her face.
She's like, I gotta call my mother.
Call my mom. And they're like,
don't look at the mirror! Or, don't look at the phone.
And she's like, what?
And then she goes into the consciousness.
But,
and then at the end of the episode, it's all about mirrors in this episode, looking into a different thing.
Yeah.
And you see what Constantine has been looking at this entire time. He says the mirrors to the past.
Well, you could see it at the beginning.
I didn't see that. I didn't notice
you
that.
could see it.
And you see Gary freaking out and, like, shaking
Well, yeah,
and
he's
shit.
sitting in the, well, at the end he's more, like, just depressed.
Yeah.
At the beginning, though, he's, like, kind of freaking out a little bit
So
in the chair.
Constantine is dealing with Gary's death. And that's why he didn't want Richie to die, because I think he felt if Richie had stayed, he would have felt guilty and Richie would have been...
Because then it would have been Richie also in that mirror.
Yeah, so...
And
really good symbolism. This show is, like, crazy. And then next week...
This is highly becoming one of my...
It's only 2 episodes left.
I thought next week was the season
No,
finale.
we got 2 more episodes. And next week, speaking of next week, Manny becomes visible and human, and he kisses a girl, and they make a really funny joke.
They bang.
And he's like, I don't know how you stay concentrated all the time. He's like, I'm distracted. And Manny's gonna be a big part of the next episode.
But they've also announced. I don't think we've talked about this. If Constantine does get picked up for another season, please get picked up.
Please save Constantine.
Hashtag.
Hashtag save Constantine.
If they do, Dr. Fate will be in
And Swamp Thing.
next season. No,
Swamp Thing is gonna be in there.
that's not confirmed.
Swamp Thing is gonna be there. I have hope. Okay.
The director said he's not gonna.
Shh. The director lies.
Oh, okay.
Why would he just give out all his cards at once?
All of his cars?
All of his cards.
Oh, those are cars.
Next week on Comic Book Mania, we're going to be having another show. I don't know why I blanked right there, but Walking Dead is coming back on.
Oh my god, it
The
is!
second half of the season, which we're both looking really forward to, because
Yeah.
Alexandria might be introduced into this episode.
And you don't know if that's a person.
It's not a person.
Why do you
It's a
ruin
safe
it?
zone, which could lead into many characters that everybody that's read the comic books have been looking forward to.
And that means many characters die.
Yes. Wink, wink, Glenn.
Rick.
Daryl.
Rick.
Carl.
Beth.
Daryl.
Spoons.
Forks.
No, I meant that just because spoons were sent. But if you enjoyed this episode, give it a like, give it a comment, and subscribe. And
Did
don't
you just take my
I took your lines.
salt,
I took the whole thing.
Damn you, physics and editing. Because I can't do that. I don't know.
Should have a V8.
Should have had a V2.
Oh, damn it. What is this, an engine?
You know cars.
No, it's
Very
not,
nice.
that's not a type of engine. You
Isn't
idiot.
it?
No, it's a
Is it
V6.
I don't know things.
But we will be back next week, and we will be back Friday with another
And
video.
Monday, and things will happen.
And there will be videos beyond your wildest
And then when comic book
imagination.
movies play in theaters, we will have reviews for you.
Will we?
Yes.
Can
And
we?
any other movies that we want to
Can
talk
we
about.
pop a Zach?
Maybe Jurassic Park.
Maybe Tomorrowland.
Maybe even Pitch Perfect show.
By the way, we are going to go see Pitch Perfect too. I'm going to make Zach watch Pitch Perfect 1.
And I still have to watch Jurassic Park too.
Yes, he's never seen it.
So
in the comments, say how amazing it is.
Like this video.
Give it a comment.
Subscribe to it.
Subscribe to us.
No, subscribe to the video. That's it. Subscribe. Like us on Facebook because we don't have enough of that.
Oh yeah, we don't
Put
plug
the
our-
Facebook
we don't
page
plug our
down
Facebook.
below. We don't post on it, but we will. If you want us to. Like our Twitter.
Do we have a Twitter?
No, we don't, but I want them to like it. Like our Instagram.
I don't even have an Instagram.
Follow us on LinkedIn. And AIM? Is AIM
And buy our
something?
products from Etsy.
MySpace is a thing still. I don't know.
That's
Whatever.
for music.
Like us on audible.com.
Where you can get free book. This
Free audio.
this month, I recommend The Looking Glass.
I recommend To Kill Dante in His Sleep.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a great. I know how to do.
I read that like 4 times.
I know how to do.
It's really good.
Audible doesn't sponsor us, by the way.
They should. That was really good.
I don't think To Kill Dante is an actual book. I hope it is.
Is The Looking Glass?
I think The Looking Glass is a book.
I think I'm thinking of The Secret.
We're wasting your time. Just go like this video. Go watch it again. Go watch all our other videos. I'm Zach.
I'm Dante. And like I always say, I love you.
And that's the Bad Game Boys. We're the
Toodaloo.
Bad Game Boys. Ah.
Yeah, what do you say?